Hello?
Uh, I guess we're on.
Yeah. Count me down.
Yeah, okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Uh, uh, this is OCTAHEDRON. The category today is all levels new game plus. It's a really fun category of a really amazing game. This is, as you can see, platformer. It's centered around the idea that you make your own platform to use to traverse through the levels. They're mostly you'll see she's doing a lot of climbing through the level. Each level has a different platform count that you get. As you can see, when she lands, 2 above her head, and every time she makes a platform, that decreases. You get back all of your platforms when you land on the ground, as you see. And then every time you pass through one of those barriers, you get 1 extra platform back. There are other ways to get platforms back, but we'll mention that when it becomes relevant in a later level. Now, one of the main mechanics that we use is surfing on the platforms. So you'll see the platforms, just each one it moves under us. That's because you just hold down the platform button, it keeps under us, and you just get to move farther, and it goes a little bit faster. So Em's going to be doing that anytime she can. Another thing you is Em is sometimes jumping before she even lands down on the platform. She's jumping off of them. We call that boost jumping. It's really a lot faster for vertical traversing through the levels, and just makes the game a lot quicker. Like some of these levels that it saves 15 or 20, but it's a really difficult technique to get down. So right there, that trick loads that platform in the middle, right or the last platform on the side unloads, saves about 3 to 4 seconds. There's a lot of really nice small tricks in this game that just save a little bit of time. Here and there, 2 or 3 seconds, and it really adds up over the course of the run. One of the reasons we're doing the New Game Plus category here is it's really the fastest category, and it gets to show off the most of the game, and the really cool. For example, this platform with the drill and laser, that's not what you'd normally have first level on the first world. Normally, you'd actually have a platform that no laser, no drill, and lasts half as long. But, it's New Game Plus, and we're starting on already 100%. We have all platform upgrades, which makes it a lot faster and a lot easier. Additionally, you get to just go through each level without worrying about collecting anything in them. Normally, in an any percent run, you would have to collect enough to get through each world. All levels run, which is the other thing this is similar to, you would get enough tetrahedrons to unlock all of the levels. But since again it's 100% file, everything is just gone through without worrying collecting any. This stage introduces another new mechanic, which is the off platform. Each time M makes a platform, they turn on or off depending on if they're on or off before. So an on platform will be off and an off platform. And so it's very important in this level specifically to platforms you've used at least, or what platforms are going to be on and which are off. Coming up really shortly is going to be a nice little skip where M will abuse the fact bulbs have a cooldown period for how long it is in between them going down to attack, and that was perfect execution, by the way, and when they can go down again. And it was a bit of time from not having to go all the way around. Ooh, that was a little bit of a fall, but it's not too costly, especially if you don't hit into the laser blocks, because those will send you back into the last place to touch safe ground. This level 1-5 has really neat stuff. There's a skip right near the beginning where you just go, ooh, this is, oh, didn't quite.
Not trying it again.
So that is really difficult to try to go for, but the much safer and more generally used strat still saves like 6 to 7 seconds. And there's a lot of quite large skips, I'd say, like that, where you skip portions of the level. This part right here is a bit of an auto-scroller. You just go through it, wait for the platform to get to the end, because otherwise you can't get up there. We've tried. Nothing works. Pixel perfect stuff. Anything. Now, the last part of the level is going to just try to go through really an auto-scroller waiting for the platform to get to the top. You just have to make sure that you don't cancel out the platform, because it's into one of those on-off platforms while on, that'll lose a lot of time. 1-6. This is the first level where you have, I think, the first level with more than 2 platforms. You get 5 in this. Really important, because the more platforms you have for boost jumping, the faster it is. As you can see, she's chaining together quite a few boost jumps sometimes, using or all 5 platforms, and just going through the level vertically a lot faster. That was really nice, and only 43 seconds. That's really fast. Now we're on World 2. World 2 is the first place where the levels get broken by the extra upgrades from later levels. As you can see, there's these breakable platforms, because this is the first part of the game where you normally have something, an upgrade on your platform to be able to normally just have bricks that drop straight out of the that's not quite as good as a laser and a drill, but suppose. But unfortunately, platform that's normally supposed to be gone all the way around in a 15 to 20 second puzzle, you break it from underneath with the drill, so it just breaks the entire level apart. Saves quite a bit of time. But it's unfortunately only possible in this category. Sub 1 minute is really good there. 2, the bane of a casual player's existence. And really even worse than a speedrun if you're not doing New Game Plus. Because there are enemies in this specific level, really random movement pattern almost. These key enemies. All of them to unlock the area that as you see or killed, then you get to proceed through there. Without a laser, when you're just trying to basically drop a brick on them, it's really hard. So having the laser and the drill makes the in particular a lot faster. And as you can see, you can kill them with the drill from pretty far. Now right here there's a damage strat through the center. If you land on there and then damage right through, just lets you get through there without going around, and it's quite a bit quicker. 114, I think, is only a couple seconds off of the world record for that level. This level is another one where you're going to see a mechanic fairly abused. These slingshot platforms add to your speed vertically, but if you are going if you are already moved vertically, it makes you go really fast, a lot faster than intended, and so you basically skip a large part of the level right here. Just jumping perfect time after the laser activates or the boot. And then running on that as long as possible just to get more forward momentum. This level 2-4 introduces the magnet mechanic. These magnets on the side are just attract your platform towards. There's no way to control them or surf on them when that happens. And so we try to use it when we can to get momentum towards where we're trying to go. But otherwise, we try to boost jump off of our platforms, because if you boost jump, then your momentum isn't affected by the magnets. And now that's the end of the level. If at any point anyone has any questions in the chat, I'm absolutely willing to take them, answer them. Anything about any of the mechanics that you see, the skips that you see. Okay, this is a really cool level. It's one of the first levels in the game where you have to go really back and forth through it. The first time you're climbing all the way up to the top and then dropping all the way back down on the right side. And the reason for that is because you need to deactivate all these red glowing blocks so that you can actually reach the goal. Because the goal, as you can see, is blocked by one of the red blocks. Basically, the goal is to get up and down and back up again as quickly as possible. This is another level where boost jumping really helps, because it's just so vertical. It can save, I think, upwards of 10 seconds this level if you do it perfectly, which is, again, really hard. And there we go. That's 2-5. 2-6 is a really cool goal. It's one of because it's the only one that introduces background, where you can walk in the background.
That's a weird place to die.
Yeah. If you are inside one of these blocks, when it becomes solid, then it acts the same way as a laser would, and you just kind of get put back in the last safe location to stand. The game is really good at keeping track of the safe locations, when you won't get stuck or be hit by a laser, when we introduce lasers in a later level. But there are some points where it can be a bit inaccurate, which hopefully I won't have to explain, because normally when it does, it ends up in death or a soft block. So hopefully I won't have to explain why it's not perfectly accurate. But one such place is right at the bottom there, that bluish tetrahedron, where, as you saw, there was a 2-beat kind of beat block, if you will. And if you accidentally go on the ground there, it will keep on respawning you there if you get stuck in the block, because it thinks that particular part of the level is safe ground. Now this little skip saves a bit of time, just optimization that I actually just found a few days ago, where you just take that platform to the left instead of going all the way to the right. Saves about 3 to 4 seconds. This part of the level, however, is entirely broken with the drill. You get high enough, and you make a drill platform, it just drills right through the kind of breakable platforms, and you just go right through the level. There with a death warp to get back all your... Really want to watch your health in this game, because if you are on only 1 health, and you get right to the end of a level, but you take a hit, then you're going all the way back to the last checkpoint. And that's 2 triangle. Another thing is, in particular category, the routing through the levels, which is just in the overworld between the levels, is actually quite important. Not going to make huge differences like minutes, but you can save quite a few seconds going through levels in non-numeric. So as you can see, I'm just specifically in the order 2-6, then 2 triangle, then 2-7, and that's going to save at least half a second over the next fastest alternative. Ooh. And staying the platforms as long as you can is always faster. Surf speed is just slightly faster than your normal walking speed, but it's also a bit riskier, because if you get into those lasers or other similar obstacles that would have you go back to your last safe spot, you can't go back to a safe spot touching safe ground. So, especially in some of the latest levels of the game, you're going to want to touch down quite a lot. Now this is a level where you get one platform. I think it's the first level where you only get one platform when you touch the ground. But this is what I'm talking about with other ways to get platforms. For example, these little bulbs, or pluses, we call them. They're not bulbs. That's what's great at making the flowers. Really nice skip with the slingshot jumping. She just sequence broke right past an entire section where you would slingshot. Saves about 10 seconds. This is going to be really nice. As you can see, she saved an extra platform throughout that entire section. Unfortunately, the timing last jump was a bit off, but otherwise absolutely perfect. That was basically a perfect level right there. You saw right there, and went really quickly back to World 1, to World 2, to World 3. That's likely the World 1 part was a bit of a misclick, but
it was.
Between the levels. I mean, for all I know, you could have done it on purpose then. But you can go really quickly in between worlds. It's never really explained in the game, but after you've beaten the world, you can go in between the worlds fairly quickly. By which I mean you go instantly back to the first level of a world. Previous world by pressing the previous button, and next by pressing the next platform button. And in certain places this saves a lot more time than others. It saves almost a second. Later in the run, it can save a lot of time, up to 5 or 6 seconds, I think. Over the course of the whole run, it's almost 10. I think 10 is any percent. This world, though, World 3, is where you would normally get the laser platform. And this makes a lot of interesting things possible. It also introduces barrels. As you charge your laser into the barrel, it fills up and creates the platform. We're going to see in a later level in this world how that can be sometimes sequence broken around, but it's usually fairly important. For example, you can't get... Oh, this is a nice sequence break. Oh. You just have to wait for that platform as long as you can, and then go right through the center of the level. And this right here coming up is also really nice. You just break that breakable platform from underneath using the extend, which is normally unlocked by the hardest level in the game, 5-triangle. There we go. That is really precise. I think it's only a couple of pixels direction. You can actually do it. There we go. That was a really solid ending to that level after breaking that. Now you see, we went from 3-2 to 3-4. That's just because the overworld routing in 4 is faster, but 3 be later. A lot of this level is on a cycle. just because of how long these loading platforms or loading platforms, what are they called? The rhythm platform, how they take certain amounts of time based on when you enter the level to actually appear. It's all based on a global cycle. It's a bit of a puzzle. It really quite a bit harder casually than in speedrun, because in the speedrun you already know how to. Is my audio going through?
Yes, it is. You are not mute.
I mean to the screen, because I have a comment that someone has no idea what they're watching.
I get those comments all the time, like, even if I'm explaining things. But
Can anyone in the chat verify that they can indeed hear me?
I can indeed hear you. I don't know if anyone else can.
That might be a problem.
Ask around in the chat.
Okay, give me a minute.
Alright, this is 3-5, the first level where you get 50 platforms. Path is slightly different through it, when you have...
Okay, I can be heard.
Okay, you're heard. Alright, I'll let you finish explaining this level then. If you want.
Yeah, okay. So, in this level, basically you're going all the way down to kill that last key, and then going all the way back up. On the way, you want to kill certain keys in a certain order, just based on how they are to get. This particular level, you go on the right level first, and up on the left side, because it's the fastest way to route them in. And with 50 platforms, as you can see near the end, it gets a lot faster to boost jump. Now, this level 3T is the second, we call it T, really 3 triangle or 3 tetrahedron based what you want to call it. Second kind of secret level in the run. These secret levels are a lot harder than the normal levels in the same world, and often than the normal levels in later. I would say that the secret level in World 4 is harder than most of the levels in World 5. Exception of the secret level in World 5, which is the hardest level in the game. And you see why when we get there. Most of this level is based on using platforms to block lasers. There's the on-off platforms that are blocking the lasers sometimes. Like there's sometimes platforms that are blocking lasers. There's the makeshift platforms that happen when you hit the platform makers with a laser. All of these, it's just really creative ways to show off different ways that the lasers can be blocked in this level. And at the end, there's a go through because we don't need the collectibles. Okay, this level is the home of the frogs. Of the frogs. Hashtag save the frogs. Ooh, was really close. Really
Again,
small.
not worth trying more than once.
Definitely not worth trying more than once. Coming up, though, is a skip that is worth trying probably every single time. Like, you can fail 3 times in a row and still save time. Not this one. but it's a bucket skip because normally we're supposed to use the bucket on the right side of the screen and fill it up entirely, and then through this next part with a bunch of platforms blocking it. But we get to entirely skip that just by going. It's especially easy with the longer surf time and the long drill, but it's still possible, and you percent run, and that is really a nightmare sometimes. What level is this? I've lost count.
3-6.
3-6. Okay. It's the second level that has these magnets, and it also introduces a lot of different interactions. The magnets, like as you will see soon, the on-off block. You have to basically puzzle your way through this. Get to the correct on-off block. And in this upcoming part, we see what happens when two magnets are attracting it at once. What happens? It doesn't move at all because it's attracted by both of them. Unfortunately, that means you can't move it either because it's attracted by two magnets. But just really cool and creative interactions between how the magnets work and anyway, 3-7. The second
second
level to run, where you only have one platform when you hit the ground, and introduce flying enemies. They're really important because if you hit them, then back a platform. Only respawn when you touch the ground. That really lets you do some crazy stuff later in this level. Coming up really soon, where there are a lot of these enemies right in a row, and there's ground right above them. You can sort of stand on the ground and then go to and kill the three enemies with the laser, and then get back on the ground. Now you have two more platforms than you started. So you can see every time you pass here, she's gaining two more platforms. To finish, you only technically need 10, but that's if you make no mistakes and get all of the backups, and then you end none. So generally very safe to take more. Really, anyone in their right mind would. Unless you're like running the IL of this level and have to go through as quick as possible. There's not really much new to say in 3.8. It's a really vertical level. One of the smaller ones, and definitely the most vertical since probably 1.6. It's just, you can go basically straight up the entire level. There's no going side to side. You can really there, except for little stuff to dodge on top of you. So this is probably one of the levels where jumping helps out the most. Of course, that's also really hard unless you get hit by the... in general, a much better idea not to boost jumps through the level. Now we come to 3-9. This has a lot of lasers. And right at the beginning, we can do a nice skip by just going right under here. You get hit there, but since we have, instead of 3 that you would have going through this level, then it's not really as much of a problem. And either way, there's this really nicely placed heart right there. I need to break a heart, get an extra heart. Of course, with the
I don't hear you anymore. So I'm gonna finish explaining this level until I can hear you again.
Oh shoot, this is bad.
Oh, now I hear you.
My internet connection. Internet connection just must have gone really slowly.
Alright.
Or stopped even. I have to rethink now.
So, minor skip right there with a drill. Skips the puzzle on the bottom. So 401's the first level where you normally get the drill. So these levels from here on would be less broken in this category than the previous ones. This level also introduces like breakable chains,
These, oh my goodness. I hate them.
There you are. Alright, minor damage boost right there.
That saved a little chunk of time, 5 or 6 seconds. Now, you're really into platform a lot of this level. Instead, we just kind of use all 10 platforms to our disposal. Ooh, I love the... Oh, you've got to switch to the other platform. Save the bees, Save the bees.
Save the bees? Alright.
Okay. Anyways, interesting mechanic with these beehives that you don't see. Each one can spawn up to 8 bees. A lot of bees. Normally you don't want 16 bees on screen at a time. I mean, it's fun. So we do it.
Just click right there.
Oh.
Oh no. Alright, there we go.
4- is a really fun level. Off once, in the middle of the level, what happens if you get from eaten? These little plants, they like to eat plants. Like that. So you can't make a platform as long as there is a plant on screen with a direct line of at your platform. I think that got a nice little skip that M actually found. Yeah, there it is. Normally that platform would be unloaded because you go far enough to the left to deload it. But if you go far enough to the right of the screen that you don't unload it, it gives a lot of time. Because you don't have to go all the way to the right and then back to the left without using any platforms. This is the hardest part of this level. Right there, that was really nicely timed on that platform. Too early and eaten too late, and you just get to go really precise. You want to get the tetrahedron there, which I really don't think I've explained what the tetrahedrons do. You might see tetrahedrons scattered throughout levels. There's a few that get collected, just because they're in the way. Frag bulb. You can bulb the drill gate. And your run's not valid if you don't get it.
Run's still valid. It's just... I know you like the vault. So I got it for you.
I love the bulb. It's my favorite bulb in the entire run. Ooh, that was really nice. Slight skip there. Only you're meant to traverse those platforms from the bottom up. Another minor skip coming up here. There we go. Oh, so close. You don't touch the ground there, you can do a little laser warp to get back up to the top really quickly. Doesn't lose very much time at all to so. Now, the last section of this level is going to have other of those platform eaters. We call them OCTAHEDRON, the name of the level, and it's also named after a man-eating tree. So basically, a lot of fun. That means that you can't create a platform to just go right up. It means double dutch. Now is 4-4. This is another very vertical. To basically go straight up through it. And you get 10 platforms to do so, which makes it really fast in the eye when jumping a lot. And even faster in special IL. I'll get to that when we get to that level. But anyways, this is just incredibly vertical. Boost jumping fade dozens of seconds here. Hit loses dozens of seconds because you fall all the way down. So, any strat to play this particular level more safely, it's much better than a strat just goes through it as quick as possible. Sub 1 minute is a really nice time for as safe as that was. They're in 4-5. Oh yes, box skip. There are two different skips that we call box skip here. I assume to go for the one that can't soft lock you, and not go for the one that can soft lock you. And you reverse that though. Here we just basically skip all of those boxes, and that's the box skip, the safe one. Soft lock you. It's just another example of that slingshot. If you make two different slingshot platforms, and then it'll slingshot you twice in a row. Really nice way to save time. And there's another one. This is the location of the other box. You can skip through that box and basically just save going through the bottom of that section. Can save like 6 or 7 seconds. Can also soft lock the level, and you'll have to start the level. But generally not worth it, especially because I don't know about M. I've only gotten it ever. That was earlier today when I was messing around. So, and I've tried like probably 4 dozen times. Now you see M's going to 4-6 here first. Fastest way to go through these last 4 levels is not actually in order that was 6, 7, 8, and then T or triangle. Of course, the safest way is always to go in order so that you don't forget. We have a nice little don't forget emote in the OCTAHEDRON Discord for that. Or just not forgetting in general. And then layout. Now you're going to see she went through all of those different key sections where you have to bake the entire level. Now you're just going back up through the entire level unlocked. So you just go all the way up through where the previous sections were. Now they're there anymore. I had something else to say here, but I forgot it, so just watch the cool gameplay. Playing off there.
This is one of my favorite levels, casually, because I just think it's pretty cool how the how the different platforms will cancel out to make the first half and the second half of the level different.
Slinky.
Fine, I'll save the rest of them.
I don't care if you save them. The Slinkies deserve to die. We didn't get one frozen.
Oh.
This level was one of my favorite casually and least favorite speedrun up because it's all in platform. You can see the platform when a platform is made near. Outside of that, everything is invisible, and you kind of have to memorize a quick path through the level. Most of the time, you're going to see going through the right side of the level because most paths that you can make on the right side are faster than going on the left side. And also, all of the exits into the next section of the level are always on the right side of the level. 0.3, I think that's better than my PB for that level. Big props to that. Now, for T, great job on the weight at the start there, Em. I know you that in practice. If you go too fast, you just jump off into the laser and die. It's something that's happened to everyone, unfortunately often. This is a 7-section level. There's quite a few of them. This is the hardest 7-section level in the run. Probably mostly because we can skip every single section of the last one. But basically, each of the sections has a tetrahedron. Get if you want, or we don't. We'll skip through that. You just get the extra platform to run. This is a really clean 4T so far. Going to jinx it now. The last section is going to take forever because that's what the last section of this level does. Don't forget that you can just stand on the bottom there for safety, left side of the level. This is the scariest part of the level because a hit from the laser sends you all the way back. That was a perfect 4T. Fog champ for that. That was...
I think that's my PB for that level, actually.
Yeah, that was perfect, no hits. This is the last level, I think, with only one platform. The last one where you get additional platforms. It's made a lot easier by the extended surf upgrade that you get from, I think, beating T.
3T gets the extended surf.
Oh, barely missed that cycle. Now you're going to see another kind of platform hoarding strat. Now, because you're just standing there, every time the laser kills that particular enemy, you just get another platform, and it keeps respawning because it's dumb and doesn't realize it's just gonna get killed. It happens again right here, and it's a lot faster because you have the drill killing it instead of the laser, and drill is a bit faster than the laser. It gets one extra hit, one extra platform per time that you just make a platform. So instead of gaining at a rate of 3, you gain 4 per time you platform hoard there. And that was a really nice 4-8. Now we're into the last world, World 5. Every other end of a world gives you an extra power-up, I guess. The World 2 of the bricks, World 3 gives you the laser, World 4 gives you the drill. World doesn't give you an additional power-up. It kind of debates you in a way, where you getting a power-up, but instead you just get a glimpse of the final boss. Also, little laser world strat, so we don't have to wait for that big balloon. You think you're going to get infinite platforms. There's a nice little laser warp here. If you put the gate and hit the laser, you respawn right there. Saves a bit of time of backtracking. And now we have an auto scroll.
Yeah, this room took like a while casually.
Yeah, ages, actually. I think I actually died in this room casually. Luckily, and shout out to the game dev, or the main, Monomir for, slash Demimon, what you're going to use. Game design, just because auto-scrollers save your progress, puzzles save your progress, anything that is completed is still there when you come back from the checkpoint. Now we have 5-2. This introduces these bubbles, as we've decided to call them. There's interesting mechanics that you can use tandem with the bubbles. For example, a couple of times M does not get an additional platform, nor does she get a high bounce off of the bubble. That is because she has missed a bubble. That's by no means official, not even in the speedrunning community. So, if you bounce, which is to say jump, I think it's on only the
That
same
was a bubble bounce.
Touch the bubble, like right there, you might have seen.
Oh, that was one accidentally.
Oh, that was an accidental bubble boost. Right into the laser. I'm pretty sure these are frame perfect, and this is not exactly get frame perfect inputs in with all the. First of all, it's 60 FPS, so. You only have 15 milliseconds to make these inputs. And second of all, it's quite a long game. There's a lot to pay attention to, so that was a really nice, clean level. And now is the level where the Deathless Run will likely end. This is 5T. This is nice jelly cancel there. That makes section a lot easier. Hydrate.
Hydrate?
Yeah, hydrate. Stay hydrated, bot. Now, if only you would come regularly in my channel. Okay, cough, cough. Why can't I hydrate, but everyone else can? Nice little secret platform there to load that platform quicker. Make this level a lot easier. Goes. This is the last section of the level. This is why we don't like this level at all. It's just the worst. You want to try to go up it as quickly as possible. You're almost always going to take or 2 or 20. Game over. That was a nice peak jump there. If you hold the directions at just the right time in a jump, you get a little bit higher.
Oh.
Ooh, oh, falling all the way.
Potential death right there. I fell.
Yeah. Taking a death for health in this level is always not doing, because you always take more damage than you expect.
I'm not going to go.
Yeah, that's a very difficult strat. Luckily, in the New Game Plus, you get additional lives. That is just, you get one more heart, which is one more hit to take per life, and then you get one more life on top of that. So it makes this a lot safer of a category than, say, all levels, where you only get those progressively as you go through the levels. I don't take them at all because they're actually optional in that category. And that wasn't a bad 5T, all things considered. 2.5 minutes through 5T, I'd take that any day anyway. And considering I'm an IL runner and 3.5 seconds, that is saying something about the level's difficulty. This level is what? I have 3 now?
Yep.
Lose count. This is 5-3. Yeah, there's a lot of bright lights in this game. Literally the first screen in the game is an epilepsy warning. So sorry if anyone is bothered by the bright lights. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. Really, unless something goes horribly, it shouldn't be too much longer at all. One thing you might be wondering that I'm going to answer, because literally I haven't seen a single question, but I'll have questions, so I'm just going to answer this one anyways. You might be wondering how we time this category if it's all the IGT running in the top right corner. The way we time it is from the time you first enter the first level until the final time to upon completing the game. You just take the second, subtract from the first, and voila, that's your in-game time for New Game Plus. This level has just this neat little skip where you just hit the bubbles and get extra platforms, and then just entire section of the level without ever touching the right side of it. Oh, this one's a bit tricky. Oh, but a bubble boost will always help in that section. This one is another tricky one. You have to time it right with the little wheels and the that was a nice snipe on that enemy. I still don't know what those are called though. We really don't have
X's. I just call them X's.
That's good. They're X's now. That was a nice snipe on the X, by the way. And that's that level. We skipped like half of it. And now we come to the second and unfortunately last 50 platform level of the run. There's a really nice fast fall all the way down the right hand side. Not to do it because it's not touching the ground at all. And that means if you accidentally hit a laser, get hit by something, you go all the way back to the start. Also, that laser warp saves 6 or 7. Okay, you are the second person ever who has thought this is a rhythm story. I'm sorry. Or whoever thought this was a rhythm game. This definitely sounds and looks like a rhythm game, but very much platform. That was close, but really nice to make that cycle. That was a really nice level in general.
No, come on.
Oh, that was really close. That was on pace to be like 50 seconds from the world record. And the record falls all the way down the right side at the beginning without making more than 3 platforms. Fun part of the run. I guess I say that's not. It's not true. Not. There's a lot of. Basically, you get an infinite amount of platforms in this broke. Unfortunately, you also get a lot of enemies. This is the part of the run where I said at the beginning, it's a lot safer to touch whenever you can, even though it's faster to touch the ground. Just because if you hit a single laser, then you're going all the way back to the last place you touched the ground. And if you touch the ground, that's usually the beginning of the level or the last checkpoint. For some reason, that ooze counts as safe ground, even though it damages you. Don't know why. Lucky there.
I think I might have caught the pixel where it wasn't considered ooze.
No, I landed on that platform like 4 times, and it's counted as safe ground every time, so know why. Probably because of invincibility frames or something. The invincibility frames in this game are really nice. If you get hit by an enemy and you then go into a laser or anything that acts as a laser, then you don't take another damage. It's really good when you're trying to survive in this game, in these levels. Especially these ones where it seems like around the corner everywhere is enemy spam. Ooh, that was nice. Getting that boost jump through those. Going right to the right side. I've never seen that strat really faster. I should start doing it. That's the other thing about this game. We are a really new community as a whole. And so we're finding new stuff all the time. This section, if you do it right without touching the ground, you can laser warp at the end like that and just down there. It saves a couple seconds of just falling down. And then it doesn't even lose a heart really because
Well, it loses a heart, but you get it back right there.
yeah. So it kinda doesn't count unless you take damage. This is a real so far. Of course, I that, and we haven't gone to Act 3.9 yet, so anything can happen in Act 3.9. Probably as hard as, if not harder than. And I entirely neglected to mention it when I was talking about the hardest level because it completely slipped my mind. Been beasting through the levels as usual. One is better than my PB for that level, so again, this is some really solid runs that you're seeing right here. You might have noticed, you probably have noticed at this point, all levels are just broken versions of the earlier levels of the game. So, as you can see, there's a lot of places it's exactly the opposite way as you go through the level, such as this entire level normally is broken apart into sections that you have to go through tubes to get to the next section, but you just jump all the way up through the level because it's broken. I'll be just a minute. Take commentary while I get the cat.
Of course, you leave me commentary with one of the hardest levels in the game. alright, I got this. So, this level, X3-9, is pretty difficult because the lasers now, like, squirt out at you in, like, a very weird angle. So you have to really, like, be patient and watch the cycles here.
I'm back. Yeah, this level is kind of the worst. All the enemies are just gunning for you from the moment that you off. These lasers are just absolute nightmares to deal with. They're almost unpredictable, and sometimes they like even shake, so they're worse. Luck coming up, so you can checkpoint abuse death. Right here. And all the health is back. That's one of the really nice parts of the speedrun. You get a lot of safety. It's dangerous. Okay, the last part is ooh, yeah. There is so much that
was
can go.
important. Just gonna wait here. No. That's the cycle you wait for.
Now, right at the end, if you time it wrong, you can get hit by the second or fourth lasers right as you're walking off the edge. And it really hurts to get hit by the fourth laser right when you're about to level. And then sometimes you're on your last heart and go way back. It happened to me in far too many runs to kill. Anyways, that's actually a really solid X3-9, just based on the fact that the only death was intentional. Anytime you can get through that level with only one death intentional is a good time through that level. These last two X levels are a lot easier than that level. That's because that level is so stupidly hard. This X level is basically the same as 4-1, except everything is broken and different.
So in other words, it's not the same?
Yeah. I guess you could put it that way. For example, normal X1, you don't go through the middle here, but in X41 because broken. I'm sorry, in the morning, and I really am running out of things to say.
It's alright.
This X44 is my favorite X level, just because it's my favorite to do the IL of. I do mostly ILs right now. This is my favorite X level IL. The boost jump all the way up to this level is so satisfying to perfectly. It's like in the normal level 4-4, there is a lot of boost jumping in this level. Except there's more now because we've got infinite platforms, so we can just boost jump infinitely as far as we want. This is the hardest part, the triangles of safety, I call them. There are triangles that the lasers make that are barely enough to fit in, and it's fastest to go through. And that was the last X level. Now we have the unexpected final boss of the run. stuff in the boss fight. Lasers and drills damage the boss, but not while it's in a box. It's damaged continuously, I think, every 21 frames. 20, something around there. Whenever it's in contact with the source of damage. It also has a bunch of different attacks, like this mini icosahedron or rock attack. Some really fun stuff about that attack. If you're boosted all the way through that attack, the mini icosahedrons never actually form, and they're just white little balls entire way up the level, basically. This is the falling spike triangles, I guess I'd call them. Basically,
I attempted to do what you were talking about.
oh yeah.
Didn't work.
It's really difficult to do, though.
Yeah.
To get a consistent boost jump is one of the hardest things in this game. Not 5T, though. It's nothing like 5T. Another thing, this boss has 4 different phases. It just entered the second. It reaches just a bit over half health. It suddenly starts sending out enemies and spawning them on different. It's also doing all of its attacks. So it's sending out mimic bulbs, viruses, DNA phages.
These are the worst that can send out.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's hard to get out where its hive is so visible and spawning bees.
Yeah. But we're not too far now. Ooh, that was really nice. You saw for quite a few seconds there, those mini icosahedrons were just white dots. And they didn't until the boost stopped. Okay, this is the final phase now. It's almost there. As soon as the boss goes into the... There we go. We're almost phase for real.
The box appears around it when it's about to start the final phase.
It's almost now. At this exact point, it is invincible until it starts the last phase. You'll know when that happens because the fight changes dramatically. Basically, it's about to enter because it stopped attacking. And phase just platform spam. One of the hardest in this game is a specific type of platform spamming that's basically nearly frame perfect, where you have to send out platforms every other frame, or every 2 or 3 frames at the most. Luckily, this you technically only need one every 21 frames.
That was time.
And, let's see what the time was. That was... something like... I think. Really the only way to tell, typically, is to take the in-game time right now, which is 26 hours, 56 minutes, 6.6 seconds, tracked the in-game time at the beginning of the run. Do that right now so we can time. But it was 19.
A 119?
Yeah. Which would have PB if you didn't PB like years ago.
Yeah, my PB for this category is a 116-14, I think. But like my PB when I submitted a run to this marathon was a 135, which is why the estimate was so high. I just got better.
Yeah. I guess the timer is still running on the stream, so it was probably closer to a 118.
Oh.
You can stop the timer now. Anytime.
They told me to say time. I said time.
There we go.
What the?
So officially, probably better than a 120 13.4.
Alright. Yeah, I'd have to go back to mod time it. Definitely not a P.
But it's definitely a really good run.
Yeah.
So, show all your love in the chat. Everyone, go follow M's channel. She streams quite often. 2 different categories of this game: all levels, new game plus, and any percent. And also a bit of all levels. Which is a really cool category where you have to get a lot of different collectibles, and a lot of the strats for that are really nice. Definitely shout out to her, give her a follow. I also run this game every so often, by which I mean almost every day. But I can't give you a time because it's just I never get a solid schedule. So probably the only other runner who you should follow M is maybe
Also, also follow Cristeris. He's actually running this in the UK marathon. I forgot what it's called, but that's this weekend.
UKFM.
Yes. He'll be doing any percent,
which is a really category with a lot of incredible routing choices, and he holds the world record in that by almost 10 minutes. He's got so much experience.
Follow. Maybe give me a follow if you're feeling really generous. Again, streaming at weird times, so probably sanity not to.
I stream at weird times too, so nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I only stream in the wee hours of the night and at like noon when everyone's at work. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Emmoji. Quite an enjoyable run.